something horrifying. Then my wife's boyfriend took her and vanished. I never thought I'd write something like this. I'm just a regular dad, or at least I was, until everything changed one rainy Thursday afternoon. My name's Marcus. I share custody of my 10-year-old daughter Lily with my ex-wife Jen. Things have been tense since our divorce, especially after Jen started dating this guy named Travis. He came off as charming, a little too slick for my taste, but I didn't want to start drama. I just wanted Lily to feel safe and loved. That day started like any other. Lily was with her mom for the week, and I was at work when I got a call from Jen, her voice shaky, almost panicked. "She ran away," she said. "Lily ran out of the house. She's crying and won't tell me what happened. She keeps screaming, 'I saw it! I saw it!'" I dropped everything and drove across town like a madman. By the time I got there, Jen was pacing the living room and Lily was curled up in the corner, clutching her stuffed bear. Her eyes were wide, vacant, like she wasn't even there. I crouched down beside her, gently placing my hand on her shoulder. "What did you see, sweetheart?" Her lip quivered. She whispered, "He hurt her." "Who, baby?" "Travis." My heart dropped. According to Lily, she'd walked in on Travis in the garage with a woman, a teenage girl, maybe a little older than Lily, tied up, bruised, crying. She didn't recognize the girl, and Jen claimed there was no one there when she went to check. But Lily was adamant. "She was real, Daddy. He saw me and slammed the door. He said I imagined it." I looked at Jen, but she looked more confused than anything. "She's making it up," she insisted. "Maybe she had a bad dream." But I know my daughter. She doesn't lie, and that look in her eyes wasn't from a dream. That night I told Jen Lily needed to come home with me. But Travis, cool, calm, and creepy, stepped in. "I think you're overreacting, man. She's just a kid. You're going to rip her out of her routine over a misunderstanding?" I didn't care. I took Lily and left. The next day, report. The police said they'd look into it, but without evidence, they couldn't do much. They even suggested Lily might be traumatized from the divorce, imagining things. But I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. Then it happened. 3 days later, I came home from work to an empty house. The front door was cracked open. Lily was gone. No sign of forced entry. No note. Nothing. I called Jen in a panic, and that's when my blood ran cold. She hadn't seen Lily, but Travis was gone. His phone disconnected. Social media wiped. Vanished. It took everything in me not to lose my mind. The police launched a full search. Amber Alert, Highway Patrol, FBI. I plastered Lily's face on every pole in town, online, anywhere someone might see her. Days turned into weeks. Then a miracle, or what I thought was one. A trucker in Nevada called in a tip. He said he saw a man matching Travis's description at a rest stop with a little girl who looked scared and silent. It was Lily. They caught him 2 hours later, just outside Reno. The girl Lily saw in the garage, she was real. A missing teen named Erica from a nearby town. They found evidence linking Travis to a string of kidnappings. Lily had walked in on something she was never meant to see. And because of her, police rescued 2 more girls being held in a remote cabin. Lily is safe now. She's in therapy, working through the fear and confusion. I hold her close every night, grateful she's alive. As for Jen, she still refuses to believe the man she loved was a monster. Some part of her still thinks Lily made it all up, but I know the truth. My daughter saw something horrifying, and because of that, she saved lives, and I'll never stop protecting her. Not ever again. Healing my daughter after the unthinkable. The weeks following Travis's arrest were a blur of police interviews, social workers, and therapy appointments. Lily clung to me like a shadow, flinching at sudden noises, unable to sleep without the light on, and terrified of being left alone for even a minute. I tried to stay strong for her, but at night, when she finally drifted off in my arms, I'd sit in silence, staring at the ceiling, guilt eating me alive. Why didn't I trust my gut about Travis sooner? I found out later that Erica, the girl Lily saw, had been missing for nearly 2 months. Her parents thought she was gone forever. The moment she was reunited with them, the news exploded. Cameras, reporters, national headlines. 10-year-old girl blows lid off interstate kidnapping ring. But Lily didn't care about the attention. She didn't want to be a hero. She just wanted to be a kid again. One night, a few weeks after we got home, Lily asked me, "Daddy, was it my fault? Because I saw him?" I held her tight and whispered, "No, baby. You were brave. You told the truth when it was scary. You saved people. I'm so proud of you." But the damage was deep, and the healing was slow. Jen and I were barely speaking. The day Travis was caught, she broke down sobbing. Not because of what he did, but because of the betrayal. She refused to visit Lily in the hospital. She claimed she was too ashamed. Lily noticed, and it broke her heart all over again. "She doesn't believe me," she whispered one day. "She still loves him more than me." What do you say to that? I didn't have the answer, so I focused on what I could control, helping Lily rebuild piece by piece. I enrolled her in art therapy, got her a puppy, a fluffy golden retriever she named Hero, and took a leave of absence from work so I could be there for her every second she needed. Slowly, the colour started returning to her world. She painted every day, pictures of girls with capes, wolves chasing monsters, and small houses under blue skies. And then, one day, she painted herself. Alone, yes, but standing tall. Holding a lantern in the dark. She called it "the light that found me," and I cried harder than I ever had in my life. Would you like a part 3? 6 months later, the trial began. Travis was facing a mountain of charges: kidnapping, unlawful confinement, assault of a minor, and several counts related to the trafficking ring he was connected to. His lawyers tried to delay the case again and again, but the DA pushed hard. They wanted justice not only for Erica, but for the girls who hadn't been found alive. And for Lily. The court offered to let Lily give her testimony via video. She wouldn't have to be in the same room as him. But my daughter, who still slept with the light on and sometimes woke up screaming, looked up at me and said something I'll never forget. "I want him to see me. I want him to know I'm not scared anymore." She was 10. The morning of her testimony, she wore a blue dress with sunflowers on it, the one her mom had bought her years ago for picture day. She asked to braid her own hair. Her hands trembled as she did it, but she didn't stop. When she walked into the courtroom, everything went quiet. Travis sat at the defendant's table, shackled, stone-faced, but when he saw Lily, something in him shifted. Maybe it was guilt. Maybe it was the shock that she'd survived and that she was still standing. Lily took the stand. She looked so small sitting in that big chair, but her voice didn't shake. She told the court exactly what she saw that day. The garage, the girl tied up, Travis's voice, how he slammed the door when he saw her, how he later told her it was just a dream and not to tell anyone, and finally how he took her, carried her out the back while her mom was sleeping, told her they were going on a trip, and threatened that if she screamed, bad things would happen to me. The courtroom was dead silent. I saw jurors wipe their eyes. Even the judge leaned back like she was holding something in. When the defense cross-examined her, trying to twist her words, Lily didn't flinch. "Are you sure you saw a girl, not a doll? Not a movie on in the background?" the lawyer asked. "I saw her blink," Lily said. "Dolls don't blink." That shut him up. After she stepped down, I hugged her so tight she could barely breathe, but she didn't mind. She held on just as hard. The verdict came 3 weeks later, guilty on all counts. Travis was sentenced to life in federal prison, no parole. The judge called Lily a light in the dark, the reason justice could be served. Jen didn't show up to court. I heard she moved away shortly after, changed her last name, tried to erase it all, but Lily didn't care anymore. She stopped asking about her, stopped drawing sad houses. Instead, she painted cityscapes, animals and stars, things that felt alive.
A year later.
We were sitting on the porch, watching Hero chase butterflies, when Lily turned to me and said, "Do you think I'll ever forget him?" I shook my head. "No, but you'll stop fearing him." She nodded. "Good, because I have other things to remember now." Then she showed me her newest painting. It was us, standing on a hill, Hero by our side, and the words "Still Standing" painted in gold across the top. She smiled, and for the first time since it all began, I knew we were going to be okay. Would you like a final epilogue where Lily...